Most men are using color completely wrong. Not because they don't care about design, but because no one ever showed them how color actually works. So today, I'm going to change that. Take a look at this. This is what a lot of men have been advised to do. Safe, neutral, modern. But let's be honest, this is flat. It's forgettable, and it gives off the same disconnected energy as hospital artwork. Today, you're going to learn how to paint a different picture, and once you have that talent, you'll never use color the same way again. If you're a returning subscriber, hit the thumbs up. If you're new here, hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be a subscriber. Remember that if you would like our help in designing your room, you can have that help by clicking the link in the description below. Color isn't just paint, it's communication, it's tone, it's volume, it's cadence. It can be the difference between a room that feels lost and one that feels navigated. Before you choose a color, ask yourself, what message do I want to send? Is it bold? Is it calming? Is it immersive? Too often men pick items individually, like gadgets judged in isolation. This bed frame looks solid and masculine, real wood, carved, done. This reading chair's got character, comfortable, pattern, let's go. Oh, this blue paint's cool, grab a can. But no one's asking, how does the carved bed frame interact with the patterned chair, surrounded by that particular shade of blue? By the time it's all in the room, something feels off. The pieces don't complement each other, they cannibalize. And that's when the panic hits. Well, I guess I'll just paint everything gray, so the space ends up cold and stripped and soulless. If your room feels detached, like it's missing something, it might not be your style, it might be your color strategy. So let's fix that, starting with the 4 words that you should know: hue, tint, shade, and tone. These are the building blocks of every great palette. Understand these, and you'll know exactly how to create a space that feels masculine, directed, and well assembled. Hue is the pure form of a color. Red, blue, green. Hues are bold, they're loud, they're unfiltered. They command attention, but in large amounts, they can feel aggressive or even childish. In masculine rooms, hues work best as accents, not the main act. Tint is what happens when you add white to a hue. It softens the hue. It makes it lighter, airier. Tints are useful for balance. They lighten heavy palettes without making the room feel weak. Examples might be sage from its parent hue, green, putty from orange, pale olive from yellow-green. Use these to add contrast in a calm, controlled way. Shade is when you add black to a hue. It deepens the color, it adds drama and weight. Shades are your allies in masculine design. Use them in wall color, cabinetry, upholstery, anywhere you want impact and presence. Examples might be burgundy from red, navy from blue, or forest green, of course, from green. Tone is the most overlooked, but possibly the most powerful. It's created by adding gray to a hue, muting the color without making it too light or too dark. Tones are subtle, sophisticated, layered. They bring calm complexity to a room, like toffee notes to a red wine. Examples might be charcoal or stone olive or muted cognac. Before we go further, colors can feel overwhelming. To help, we put together a free guide with 10 masculine palettes that always work. These are real combinations from client projects that we've done, ready to use. You can download it using the link in the description below. Now that you know the difference in terminology, let's talk strategy. Start with the walls as your backdrop. Use shades or tones to anchor that space. You want depth and drama? Try navy, black green, or iron gray. Do you want complexity without darkness? Try taupe, muted olive, or deep stone. Be cautious of pure hues here though. They can be loud, they can be overpowering. Use tints only in smaller rooms or when paired with strong structured elements. Large furniture pieces should complement the walls without disappearing. If you have dark walls, bring in rich leather or warm-toned woods. If you have toned walls, we'll go for aged browns, black, or espresso finishes to ground that space. Textiles are where contrast comes in. Use tints, washed out versions of your core palette to soften and break up that visual heaviness. Pale sage curtains, cream-colored throws, light olive pillows. They don't weaken the space, they relieve it. Accents and artwork are your chance to reintroduce those hues, but sparingly. A bold painting, a vintage book spine, a brass detail, or double down on tones and materials like weathered metal, aged leather, or smoky glass. The goal? A room that feels evolved, not elementary. Shade on the walls, tone in the furniture, tint in the textiles, hue in the accents. That's your color composition. Let's talk about what ruins those items. Well, mistake number one is going all gray. It's common, it's safe, but it's flat. Gray everywhere means no warmth, no focal point, no contrast. If you like gray, fine, but give it something to respond to. Wood, brass, ivory, something to form well-rounded character. Mistake number two is going to be having no contrast. If everything is light, nothing pops. If everything is dark, it's heavy. You need visual tension. Pair dark walls with lighter accents, or light walls with rich, dark furniture. Mistake number three is pure hues, but poorly used. Red, blue, yellow, great in small doses, but used in multiple wall colors or main furniture pieces, they often feel juvenile. Instead, consider this. Do you love red? Try oxblood leather. Do you love blue? Go deep sea. It's about maturation, not intensity. Mistake number four is going to be ignoring the undertones. This one can sneak up on you. Even if you think your palette is cohesive, clashing undertones can ruin everything. Always ask questions like, is this warm or cool gray? Is this beige leaning pink or yellow? If undertones are fighting each other, it's very difficult to cover up the scars. Avoiding these mistakes isn't harder, it's just smarter. Once you understand hue, tint, shade, and tone, you stop guessing and you start building. And that's what turns an okay room into a powerful room. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. If you feel like sticking around a while, feel free to subscribe. See you on the next one.